All right, we're about ready to start, Coach. You ready? He's going to give us the go in just a minute. Man, we have a lot of fun things to talk about tonight. Okay, we're about ready to start. Got a new bright light for you, Coach.
Right.
Hey, tell your quarterback not to try to throw a football through that because there's a camera in the middle of it.
He couldn't hit it.
He couldn't hit it. All right, well, welcome once again to Week 4 of your Nixa Touchdown Club Coaches Show. And again, 4-0, 35-7 versus Republic. You know, Coach, for some of the players that were obviously on the team last year and some of the coaches, that was kind of a big victory after they handed us a loss in 2019 and be able to come back on our home turf and have a big victory, Coach. Very exciting stuff. We're going to dive all into that coming up in a few minutes. Before we get started, let's go over a few housekeeping things. Big thanks to our annual Touchdown Club Coaches Show sponsor, Vance and Heather Jenkins, back in the room tonight with us. Jenkins CPA, I see them back there. Guys, glad you could join us. We appreciate your sponsorship of the Touchdown Club, bringing it to us each and every week. Also, we have our offensive defensive plays of the week brought to you by Knight Real Estate Team with Old World Realty. And we do have some more sponsorship opportunities. Got a call today from somebody wanting to sponsor the show. The number of views continue to climb each and every week, and that's thanks to a lot of you guys out there watching, sharing. You know, we're not on some cable TV, satellite upload. We're right here on the good old-fashioned Facebook. So we appreciate you guys watching. You know, another big thing is that we got something new in. Check it out. Right here. Nixa Touchdown Club T-shirts are in. So Vance is back there. If you're a member of our Touchdown Club, they can talk to you how you can get your T-shirt. We have some more things coming as well. Some water bottles, and plus we have big plans how we're going to continue to support the Nixa Football program. Okay, the other big thing is memberships. You know, we have a price right now of $100. If you're interested in joining, we encourage you to not only join the Touchdown Club, but also the Nixa Athletic Booster Club. So I know Brian McCracken's working hard behind the scenes to continue to support the Athletic Booster Club. We want to support not only the football program, but, Coach, we got a lot of great programs at Nixa High School. Wouldn't you agree?
No doubt about it.
So we want to make sure that we're doing that. All right, let's dive into it, Coach. And a big thanks to Big Whiskey's, our host here tonight, and their wait staff. They're doing a great job, and the cooks. And, of course, you know, they've got Kids Eat Free on Tuesdays. They have all kinds of specials throughout the week. And on Friday nights, if you can't make it to the game, they're broadcasting the game. And I know we came back up here Friday night last week after the game, and we replayed the game. So we were able to watch it again. So that was kind of fun. So big thanks to Greg and his team here at Big Whiskey's in Nixa. All right, Coach, 35-7. We started out just a little bit slow this week. Kind of took a little bit in that first quarter to get the engine running. But once we did, man, defense took over.
They did. I thought offensively we struggled a little bit. I thought they did a great job of coaching their guys up. I thought their front four were really good football players. Linebackers were good. They were kind of getting a hold to us up in there a little bit. And you know, defensively, really proud of those guys, man. They played absolutely fabulous. I mean, we were kind of concerned about that game because obviously they're pretty good on offense. They'd scored a bunch of points on other folks. So, you know, we had worked hard, and that staff on that side of the ball had those guys ready to go. And, you know, that was as good a defensive performance as I've seen. You know, like for as many yards, as many points as they scored, I mean, we didn't give up anything. You know, It was absolutely amazing.
I mean, that one touchdown they got was just kind of something that happened. And, I mean, you know, that's going to happen in football. We know that.
Well, that was on us. You know, it wasn't on them. I mean, that was on me. I'll take credit for that one.
Well, I know coming up in a little bit, we're going to interview your defensive line coach, Coach Kyle Nelson, and we got a couple of your defensive stars, including Stephen Ward II, who honestly, Coach, had a great week. And right off the bat, I mean, this is the first quarter, first down to 17. So we, after some penalties, backed them up a little bit. They're on the Republic 20-yard line. And, man, just watch Stephen Ward perform here. Set this up for us, Coach.
You know, he had a fantastic game. I mean, he's a great athlete. You know, he's the fastest kid on the team, minus his brother. You know, but he runs down the guys, you know, pretty good. I mean, he got outside the box and ran that quarterback down all night long. You know, he was absolutely amazing. You know, and that's what he's capable of doing, man. He's a fantastic athlete and a great football player.
Here is Stephen Ward on another angle here as we're looking at this at the I call this the McCracken view here. I mean, and we're going to talk to him a little bit about this and coming up in a few minutes. But just a great way to start the game. It's first quarter, and we're setting the tone right off the bat. And it wasn't long after that we began to. I think it's this play here, first quarter, second down and 10. Republic 31-yard. Here's another big tackle. We're seeing a lot of great defensive plays.
I think he had 15 tackles or so, 14, 16. He had a slew of them. And a lot of solid tackles. I mean, just, you know, there was no getting by him. You know, he had a fantastic night. We need to figure out exactly what he ate that day and feed it to him again next week.
So, Coach, I gotta tell you a little story, all right? So we're up in the booth, and we had a longtime visitor visit us in the booth. He's Denzel, and he's been our timekeeper since, I mean, I started in 97, and he'd been there, I think, from the beginning of time, doing our timekeeping, not only for football and basketball, and he'd been up in the booth, and he's had some setbacks this year. He was able to come up in the booth with us, okay? So he's up in the booth, and he needs to go outside to that little room on the other side. You can use your imagination. Well, the only person available was my spotter, Paul. So Paul gets up, and he's walking out, and about that time, our defensive play of the week happens, and I'm trying to figure out who did it. I mean, I'm up there, and I'm playing music, and we got the band trying to play, and I can't even see because it's in that back left corner, and you know sometimes the angle from the booth is kind of hard to see in that corner. And next thing I know, everybody's yelling Stephen Ward the second. And let's set this up. This is our night team realty defensive play of the week. First quarter, 1st and 10, Republic 1-yard line. Man, what a statement this guy made with this play right here.
Yeah, we obviously had a good punt to get it down there, and then, you know, at this point in time in the game, we were kind of struggling a little bit, but then they kind of, you know, drop it, we hit them, whatever, and Steven's right there to scoop it up and, you know, probably get the easiest touchdown of his life.
Outstanding. Was it kind of one of those, look what I found? Is it like, hey, whoa, there's a football in my hands?
You know, it was a mishap on their part, but, you know, at that point in time, and that's an absolutely huge play. You know, and there was a couple in that ball game that, you know, where they helped us out. They gave us a little momentum, and then we were able to separate a little bit, but it started on defense.
Well, congratulations to our night team realty defensive play of the week, Stephen Ward II, and, you know, we are going to share some of his stats coming up in a few minutes when we get him up here with us. But, yeah, he ended up with 1 touchdown, 2 fumble recoveries, and a whole bunch of other great stats. So, outstanding defensive play of the week. Now, we did have some offense the other night. Remember that? We did score 35 points.
We had a little bit.
And I tell you what, Ramon Green produced for you once again. Ramon had 23 carries, 125 yards, averaged 5.4 yards, and had 2 touchdowns. Coach, that's another outstanding performance by your young running back.
No, it was awesome. And then he had a couple of runs that were, you know, he had a 4th down run for a touchdown, about 25 yards, where we counted 5 or 6, you know, tackles that he broke. He had another touchdown run where he broke several tackles. You know, really hard to tackle. You know, going to be a great running back for a long time.
You know, we highlighted him a little bit last week, and I want to go back to Austin. Austin ended up with about 100 yards passing. You know, we had pretty good field coverage or field position most of the night, so you're not going to get a lot of offense when you're starting in the field position that we did. But I want to go with our night team realty offensive play of the week, and this is the touchdown pass. Second quarter, 3rd and 12, Republic 45-yard line. It's a touchdown pass, but, I mean, you talk about, it looks like Russell Wilson to me. He hits him in stride in this play right here. I mean, it's outstanding. I mean, Smith never has to break stride. Outstanding throw, outstanding catch, guys. Great job. Touchdown, Nixa Eagles. Let's look at it from the McCracken view here.
I told Austin that it was actually thrown so high that I was standing on the sideline and I was looking in the air, and I'd look down, I'd look in the air, and I'd look down. I thought he had overthrown him, but that's actually Nate Nixon instead of Smith Wheeler. But it was a fantastic throw.
All right. Well, I
obviously perfect catch, and that was a big play, man. It's 3rd down and long, and like I said, we were struggling a little bit on offense. You know, one of our objectives is have big plays, you know, and we had some big plays in that ball game. Smith caught a touchdown earlier in the ball game, and that was Nate. But I mean, those big plays are huge because we could not keep a drive going for very long because they were hammering us up inside a little bit.
Well, I know you and I were texting over the weekend, and I think I just got the plays mixed up. So is Nate, are you in here tonight? If you are, buddy, we apologize, but we'll get that's actually Nate Nixon, but still just an outstanding play,
No
an
doubt.
outstanding throw by our quarterback. But you know what else? Here, let's go back and look at this one more time here. Hold on. Look at the protection that your quarterback has, Coach.
Yeah, they've had good time. That offensive line
1,
has come
2.
so far. I mean, you know, if you're throwing the football, you ought to feel pretty good about it because we don't ask them to hold the ball very long, and then the guys up front are getting better every single week. So, you know, they're taking care of the quarterbacks.
Now, Coach, we would like to give your defense credit for this next play. And when I asked you about it, I said, which player ended up blocking that because we didn't catch it from the booth. Your answer was unique to me. Who blocked this punt?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I think he kicked it up the butt of one of his own players. You know, now we help do that by knocking the player back. Well, it's hard to tell. Like, we think, you know, that it clipped the tail of one of his players right there. But, you know, whatever. You know, it was a block punt in the stat book, and it gives us a chance for great field position.
All right, so watch the punter. Watch your defensive line hit that guy and push him back about 4 yards. 1, 2, 3 to 4 yards. Our defensive line made that play happen. So we'll give a credit to whoever that defensive player was and knocked that guy all the way back.
No doubt about it.
Of course, it wasn't long after this we scored another touchdown.
The way the night went, it was probably Stephen Ward, to be honest with you. We'll give him credit anyway. It probably was.
Well, Coach, just a great game all around. The fans showed up again the other night. We had a great crowd. The band sounded good. We had cheerleaders participating at a high level. Very proud of what Nixa is doing. And as I looked at the crowd the other night, people want to protect our players. They're practicing safe social distancing. And I really want to commend our fans for doing the steps that they need to do to help keep football going in Nixa. Don't you agree?
No doubt about it, man. They did an outstanding job. And, you know, that's just part of all of us doing our part so that we can continue to play.
All right, Coach, so we're going to get into the upcoming game in the Osho coming up in a few minutes, but any final thoughts that you had about Friday night, Nixa versus Republic, 35-7, and being 4-0?
Man, just grateful for a win, grateful for our coaches, grateful for our players. You know, every win's a big win, and it was, you know, that was a game that, you know, was kind of a catch game. You know, you're 3-0, and everybody's patting you on the back, and they're pretty good on top of that. So, you know, but I was proud of the way we went out and played and took care of business.
Well, good. So we have a new tradition we're starting here at the Nixa Touchdown Club. That is courtesy of our friends Zern and Danny over at Signorama. They've made a really cool poster here. So, Dustin, you've got a job to do there, Coach. So grab that Sharpie marker right there, and Coach is going to go up, and we're going to keep this up here at Big Whiskey's, and each and every week we're going to fill in the scores of our game. So we start out with Branson High School. You do remember the scores from the Branson game, Coach? 42-6, Branson. All right, crowd, next game. What was the score, Joplin? 35-34. Okay, next game, Willard. 42-6, Coach. We'll put some W's on there too, maybe. That's kind of a cool sign, ain't it, guys? How about our friends over here at Signorama for doing that for us? And, of course, last Friday night, 35-7. All right, Coach, thank you so much. New tradition here at the Coaches Show. We'll do that each and every week. And let's just keep those W's on there. And coming up, we're going to talk about this. This is the Class 6 district, but we'll do that after we meet some of the players. Right now, we're going to hear from our sponsors. We have a special message from Jenkins CPA and the Night Team Real Estate Team. We'll be right back.
We are Doug and Denise Knight, and we are the Night Team of Old World Realty. Together, we have over 50 years of real estate and construction background and knowledge. We can help you buy and sell, or build with our partner, Old World Cottages, right there in Nixa. Whether it's an investment property or a family home or a specialty custom home, we want to be your resource for all your real estate needs.
We work with honour, service and loyalty, and we partner with those who do the same.
Because that is the nice way.
All right, so we're back here live at Big Whiskey's in Nixa and having another great coaches show tonight. Highlighting our defense a little bit this week. We kind of focused on offense last week. Before I dive in here with Coach Nelson and kind of find out about his history, Coach, I want to. There's another guy behind the scenes with the Nixa football program that I would like to personally thank, and he's the one that makes sure that you guys have all of your clips, has all your technology, who is always making sure that the volunteers who are recording have everything. Tell me how you feel about our Coach Dustin Martin here, our wrestling coach, but also our, I forget the exact position, but we'll just call him operations with the football program. Is a guy like that not essential for the success of a football program?
I'll tell you, man, all the stuff Dustin does every week for our program, it goes on behind the scenes. It's one of those deals you don't really know that he's doing it. But if he were to miss a week or something, man, it would just fall apart.
Oh.
It would. He does a nice job for us, and we really appreciate him.
Now he is, and he's essential to our, as an alumni, part of the Touchdown Club. He's essential to our success with this coaches show. So we really appreciate him. Coach Nelson, you've been with the Nixa football program now 4 years. So tell me about your experiences here at Nixa. And we're going to dive into Coach Perry's experience because I know you've been here for a while. How does it feel to be a coach at Nixa High School?
You know, in 4 years, we've seen some change, you know, player turnover that you always have. The last, you know, coming into this year, I feel like we have a lot of excitement around the program. And, you know, a lot of us have just kind of been re-energized. And I think that's coming through to our players. And then that's helping them become re-energized as well.
Well, I know that, you know, and of course now we have Coach Perry and we have a whole new outlook. So, you know, as we continue to look in that windshield, as we look forward, what are you most excited about working with Coach Perry and this new energy we have at Nixa football?
I'm most excited to see the growth every single week. You know, our kids come in and they put in the hard practices. You know, they're hard practices, but they're enjoyable practices at the same time. And I think that our kids come in with the mentality to get 1% better every day. And then, you know, and I do think we take that step on most days. And, you know, by the end of the year, you know, you gain 1% every day. By the end of the year, there's no telling where this thing could go, and that's the most exciting thing to me.
You know, that's a good. Whoa, that's a little loud. That's just a little bit louder. So in the back. So yeah, that's a good point. Each day, as at DMGB, right?
Yes.
Do more. It doesn't matter. Get better, right?
Yeah.
And you're focusing on that. I think that it's showing up. I mean, we're seeing on these defensive plays, and I'm going to play some here for us, and we'll let Dustin get these ready for us as we cue these up. These are just some of the defensive highlights, but watching your defense perform, yeah, you know, let's be honest, Joplin's got a great offense. And in the end, we still won that football game.
Yep.
But outside of that game, you've given up basically, 13, 19 points outside of the Joplin game. Tell me how that makes you feel as a defensive line coach.
It's been fantastic that our kids have bought into that mentality just because, you know, after a big win like that, what normally happens is you have some aggression and, you know, the kids, they ride that high for a little bit and they kind of slack off a little bit. But because we've bought into this mentality, we've continued to get better. And I don't know that we've had the fall off. And hopefully we don't have the fall off, but you know, that's our kids are continuing to improve every week.
You know, I know that you played your football up in Lebanon High School.
Yep.
You were coached by Will Christian.
Yep.
Will Christian is an alumni of the Nixa football program. So,
Yep.
see, you're definitely a product in some way of Nixa football. I'm just going to say that out
Yep.
loud. He was my right guard when I was a senior. He was a junior, and Will's Coach Christian is a great dude, and
We'll
we're
have to get
lucky
him
to
on
have
the,
you here in Nixa, though. So that's
we'll have
good.
to get him to join the Touchdown Club.
Yeah, I've actually messaged him a couple of
on.
times, see if he would actually do that. I don't know if that'd be a conflict of interest or not. I'm not sure. So,
Nah.
Okay, so we've got a couple of players that we're going to highlight. Now, I know you kind of focus on the defensive line, but you work with the defense as a whole. Coach Wickwar has got a great program going with a defensive coordinator. Tell us about what you think about senior Stephen Ward's performance the other night at the game.
You know, Stephen, he flew around. You know, I think he is a prime example of buying in to the process and what difference that can make. He played lights out the other night. He played one of the best games at linebacker I've seen in my 10 years of coaching, and it was a pretty special night for him.
Well, it's easy to talk about his stats because as the announcer of the game, I felt like I was just saying it over and over. But now I look back at some of the stats. Michael Turner, 12 tackles. John Golson, 8 tackles. I mean, you had other guys, 7, 6. I mean, you had a good performance from most of the defense all night long.
Our kids, they flew around, and Coach Wickward does an amazing job making sure our kids are prepared for exactly what they're going to see on Friday night. And, we put a ton of work in on the weekends, and, it's nothing for Coach Wickward to watch 20 hours of film throughout the week, and he makes sure that our guys are in the spot to make 14 tackles. Because at the end of the day, as coaches, that's all we can do is make sure that we put them in the spot to be successful.
I still go back to the fact that, a lot of your big defensive linemen are not having to play both ways. That has to have an impact on the success on the field. Would you agree?
It's undeniable. It's impossible to play both ways full speed. And kids have bought in. Our whole program has bought into the two-platoon, a true two-platoon. And, moving forward in my coaching career, I don't know that I would ever go back.
I'll tell you what, I think as I see you guys come off the field, you're able to grab your defensive lineman, have a quick conversation, kind of get them coached up. I mean, before, you might have had 1 or 2 guys there because the other 3 of them were out there playing offensive line.
Yes, we're able to pull them back to our video system and immediately watch the plays and the whole series of what just happened and make adjustments right there on the fly with our entire defense. That's invaluable.
Well, Coach Nelson, appreciate you joining us here on the Nixa Touchdown Club Coaches Show. Of course, Big Whiskey's covered your dinner tonight. Did you enjoy that?
Oh, it was wonderful.
We appreciate those guys. And if somebody could find our manager, Greg, for me, I would appreciate that. He usually has some appetizers for our students. Those appetizer cards, we got those coming up. Coach, we're going to bring up Stephen Ward, and we're going to bring up Ben Mills. Give me a little bit about Ben Mills, what you know about him.
Ben Mills is a great kid, and I don't know that you could find a kid in our program that has shown more growth than Ben. He has come a long ways, and he's one of the best corners, I would say, in the COC, and he's done a great job. He's bought into the process, and he continues to get better every week.
Outstanding. Coach Nelson, ladies and gentlemen, we're glad to have him. And we're going to wipe down that mic for him real fast. We'll bring him up. I'll just remind you that Big Whiskey's is our host here tonight, and we appreciate them. And they provide the meals for our highlight coaches and our Coach John Perry and our 2 students that we bring up each and every week. And we really appreciate them allowing us to basically take over the entire restaurant. And even this week, they made an investment for us and upgraded their internet so that we can have higher speeds and hopefully not have as many technical glitches. So we appreciate Paul Sunday, Greg Veach, and the team here at Big Whiskey's. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but their marketing director is our cheerleading coach, and Coach Breen. So Big Whiskey's really involved in Nixa athletics. I mean, when you woke up on Saturday morning, how did you feel? Get in that mic, buddy. Get in there. I mean, were you worn out, tired, or was there no pain, or what happened?
I felt all the pain Saturday morning. I was just so sore when I woke up. But, yeah, Friday night all the adrenaline was going, so I didn't really feel anything. But
well, and I heard something the other day. Was it true that you were on the B team as a freshman?
Well, in junior high.
Junior high. So junior high on the B team, right? Well, I want to go over these numbers here with you real fast. Guys, we're going to celebrate this as an outstanding performance. And, again, we had Michael Turner with 12 tackles, so we had a lot of guys with a lot of great plays that night, but you won that battle. And 14 tackles, 2 assists, 1 tackle for a loss, 3 sacks, 4 pressures, 2 fumble recoveries, and 1 big touchdown. So set this up for me, Steven. You see the guy roll out. You're watching him. Who's your guy here? You're watching the quarterback. Is that your job?
Yeah. Originally, I wasn't supposed to roll out, but we had a meeting or halftime where he just told the front side linebacker we were going to force instead, like with the rollout. So it was supposed to be the backside forcing, but we just changed it up. So I ended up forcing on front side plays.
Well, you got to give credit to our defensive backs too here.
Yeah.
They've got these guys covered. There's really nobody open. Maybe on this near or far side of the field, but he has nobody to throw to. Thanks to guys like Ben Mills and our defensive back, leaving you wide open there to go in there and make that big tackle, that big sack.
Yeah, without them, we probably wouldn't have happened. He would have got the ball off. But since we had such good defense and coverage from our D-backs, we were rolling.
So this next play here, I believe this is no. Here we go. So let's see. I think you're just making a good tackle on this one here. So we're setting up. They're in a shotgun formation. Okay, they do the pitch out. You see the guy, and you're immediately on him. I think this is a tackle for a loss of about 4 or 5 here. Yeah, outstanding job. I mean, how did you guys mentally prepare for Republic this week? What were the keys that you were looking for, and what was your coach's advice on how to prepare for Republic?
Well, to prepare for Republic, we had to be mentally prepared at practice. So our whole thing was being mentally focused at practice, having the best practice we could have every day. And we just got to we got to stay humble. Even with the wins we've had, we got to know that there's going to be competition still. We got to show that why we're winning and show the other teams that we're not just someone that got lucky a couple times.
Hey, I know we got Neosho coming up, and I know that they're a team that maybe is having a few challenges this week, but we got to keep preparing because, as you know, this is coming up.
Oh yeah.
So we've got big games coming up against Carl Junction. We have Webb City coming up, Carthage. So I'm glad to hear you say that because yeah, it's fun seeing the 4-0 up there, but man, there's a whole lot more football left to play in this season. Well, let's look one more time at our Knight Realty Defensive Play of the Week. How did you find this? Did it just pop in your hands? What happened here, Steven?
Okay, so we were on a blitz, and so I was just running through. I didn't get blocked, and then I saw him fumble it. I just picked up the ball as soon as it hit the ground. I was like, okay, nice. It was just something I didn't even expect it. It was just like, oh, that just happened.
Are you the one that missed the dunk? I can't remember. Somebody missed the dunk in the trash can. Who was that? You can make fun of him here. Who was it? Do you remember?
It was Corbin.
It was
Speaks.
Corbin? Okay, all right. So he missed the dunk there. Michael, come up here, buddy. Someone bring up Michael Turner. Stay right there with us. He didn't know I was going to do this. Between you two, you guys both you had a total of 26 tackles on Friday night. So I just want to give this guy a big round of applause, too. And John Golson, another 8 tackles. You guys did a great job, and it looks like you had 1 sack, and you had another pressure in there. So, on any normal night that Stephen Ward is not being Superman, that's probably, wouldn't you think, Coach? That's probably the leading tackler. So, guys, give a big round of applause for these 2 guys right here. Appreciate all their hard work. And I think now we're going to bring up Ben Mills. Does that sound good? Yep. All right, very good. If you'll wipe down that mic for us, and we'll bring up Ben Mills. And I do have a free appetizer here for you, courtesy of Big Whiskeys. And, of course, they bought your meal tonight. Once again, a big thanks to our Touchdown Show sponsor. That is Jenkins CPA. Vance and Heather are lifelong residents of Nixa. They've been in this market for many, many years, running a successful CPA firm. Uh-oh. Still cheering on our seniors, so we're excited about that. But, again, a big thanks to Jenkins CPA. They're not only, I know that Heather Jenkins is a member of the Academic Hall of Fame. Vance is one of our founding members of the Touchdown Hall of Fame. Vance would never make it into the Academic Hall of Fame. Love him to death, but it's not going to happen. But luckily, he's got his wife, Heather, back there. So, but again, if you're interested in more, if you're here tonight with us and want to join the Touchdown Club to help us support Nixa Football, Vance has got our new T-shirts, so we're excited about that. So appreciate Jenkins CPA. Okay. Ben Mills, how long have you been playing football with Nixa?
Well, I've been playing Mighty Mites since first grade.
So you started in the junior high program then?
Yeah.
And you've worked your way up through. I know your dad, Jeff. Jeff and I went to school together, so another Nixa alumni here with us. How, as you've seen the transition in the program, what has been the most exciting thing that you've noticed in this year under Coach Perry?
Probably winning Joplin. That was really fun. And it's just different, and we never done something like that exciting, and yeah.
So as we got the new coach coming in this year, and you were used to kind of some old school way of doing things, what during the off season really excited you and really mentally started to prepare you for the 2020 campaign?
Well, we did football stuff more all summer. We usually don't really do that much football related stuff until like midway through the summer, and that was pretty good.
Were you? Did you take advantage of some of the leadership coaching that Coach was doing? Did you get involved with some of those activities?
Yeah, we did the Zoom meetings and all that stuff.
So Neosho's coming up. You guys have been practicing all week. We know we got some big games coming up in the future. Right now, what's Coach Wickward telling you, and your defensive back coaches telling you how to get ready for Neosho?
Well, they're not very good at the passing the ball, so basically just be able to tackle down low and everything.
Well, you know what? You say that. Next thing you know, they're probably going to be preparing, going, you know what? We're going to bring the pass attack against Nixa this week if they're watching the coaches show. I'll show them, right? They're going to be watching, going. Ben Mills says we're going to throw to Ben Mills all night long, so you better be ready.
I guess so.
Well, hey, man, congrats. He says, bring it. I'll catch them. Nah, you've had a good season already. I know last year you did a little kicking. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
You missed that at all?
A little bit. It was kind of fun. But
Yeah? Well,
Caleb's pretty good. So.
yep, he's doing a good job. We've got to develop a future kicker for the program. Guys, let's give a big round of applause for our senior, Ben Mills, cornerback, defensive back for your Nixa Eagles. All right, where's he at? It's Coach Perry's coming up. Yes, we do appreciate all the hard work that Nixa Schools is doing. I know it's been a challenge. The administration just wants to keep us healthy. And I encourage each one of you football players, stay inside the bubbles. Be careful what you do. We need you there on Friday nights. I don't know if you saw or not, but Carthage had to cancel a game this coming Friday night. Let's pray that we don't have to do that here at Nixa. What do you think, Coach?
Yeah, I hope that don't happen.
All right, before we jump into Neosho, we got our district assignment this week. And I know that Dustin's going to bring up the graphic here. Coach, you're new to us, so all these teams don't mean anything to you, which is awesome. We look at that going, okay, well, that's a big challenge. So how are you guys as a coaching staff beginning to prepare for being a part of the Class 6 District 3?
Well, I'll be honest with you. You know, we'll prepare for this the same way we're going to prepare, you know, for Neosho, and that's to be the very best we can be tomorrow. And don't worry about, you know, this. This is going to happen later on in the year. And you know, and I've been through this. I mean, at Pearl, 4 or 5 years ago, we moved up to 6A for the first time in the history of the school.
Right.
Everybody said, you know, you're going to get killed, and we played for 2 state championships in a row. So at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter who you play. Like, that doesn't matter. If you're going to win a state championship, you're going to beat several teams that are really good. You know, and the last
That's right.
time I checked, it doesn't matter which one of those teams you throw out there. They're going to put 11 kids out there that's got to go play football. You know, and our 11 kids are going to be ready to play, and we're going to, you know, get it on and see what happens.
Well, I think right there. And in my opinion, it's that kind of leadership that's also going to inspire these coaches who may have looked at this going, oh, man, look at these teams. I mean, it's hard not to sometimes, especially as a fan. You're looking at this going, man, I would have loved to have had this first year in Class 5. But you know what? There's a reason that the universe or the big guy upstairs has said, nope, we're ready for Class 6, and we're going to make it happen this year.
Yeah,
what do you
no
think?
doubt. I mean, that's the way life is. I mean,
Yeah.
be the best you can be, and if you want to, you know, I didn't dream of winning a 5A state championship. My dream is to win a 6A state championship, the largest class that it is, you know, and we did it then, and we're going to do it again now.
Well, when you get an opportunity to play Coach Thomas up there at Kickapoo, you know, that's
I've
another
met
one
him.
of our Nixa alumni. So
Yes,
you gotta,
no
you gotta
doubt. Great guy.
Stick it to him a little bit. You know, I bet you right now, Lee Summit, north, south, east, and west up there, Raymore, Rockhurst going, oh, man, we got to play Nixa? That's what they're thinking.
I hope so.
I hope so, too. Coach, we got homecoming coming up Friday night. We got Neosho. They're struggling a little bit this year. They did have a couple of good plays this last week. I think I've got a couple highlights here. How are you getting ready for homecoming on Friday night, and what do you expect out of the Neosho team?
You know what? I expect to get the very best that they've got. They're a physical football team. If you go back and look at their scores, you know, I mean, they're not scoring a whole lot, but they're not giving up a whole lot either. And I told the team Sunday, like, they're not going to go over. They're going to beat somebody. You know, I mean, we had the story of the Mike Tyson defeat, right? I mean, things happen. I hope it don't happen Friday night, because we're going to be prepared, and we're going to have a great practice tomorrow, and we're going to try to take care of business, and that's just the way we're going to operate.
Well, it looks like they do have a pretty good running back down there that you guys are going to have to detain just a little bit, and you better tell Ben Mills that he better be ready for a few passes.
Well, I hope they're not watching the coaches show, because if they are, they're probably going to work on throwing the football tomorrow and Thursday, and we'll have our hands full. But that's all right, man. He's just speaking the truth.
Yeah, it's good. And Neosho has been a good program over the year and a good competitor. You know, always good sportsman down there. And I'm glad we're going to be at home this coming Friday night. It is homecoming. I know there's no dance afterwards. I think they've asked me to MC the dodgeball tournament, Coach. So we get done with some football. We're going to celebrate homecoming a little bit different this Friday night.
And I'm going to be honest with you. Like, for me, homecoming are for folks that are gone and they come home. Like these young men, like we got a football game to play. Like, I mean,
right.
what's homecoming to Riley? I mean, really,
it.
he's already home. He ain't coming nowhere. So I mean, I don't understand what the huge ordeal is, but we're gonna get ready for the Neo show and be ready to roll.
Hey, Coach, the other night, real quick, when we were doing senior night, you did something a little bit different I'd never seen. Normally our seniors walk down, and I think you were doing something that I think you would do whether it was COVID-19 or not. Tell us what were you handing those students as they stepped out there the other night?
Well, I gave them a picture of them as a group, most of them. We had one quarantine, but the rest of them, there's a picture of the group and then a picture of me and them, and which probably don't mean a whole lot today. And then I gave them a letter that I write, and the letter probably means absolutely nothing today, but 20 years down the road when they got a couple kids playing football, it might mean something to them, And I'll tell you this, for the first time, I told my wife for the first time in, let's say this is year 27, I had a surprise from the seniors to me. Now, I would have just about guarantee you there was a couple of parents that come up with that idea. Whatever the case may be, that is a kind gesture, that really, really speaks to the type of kids and the type of parents that we have.
Did you, parents in the room, did you guys like that new tradition the other night? Was that good? Did you guys like that? I know I appreciate it very much. Well, Coach, we got business to do again this coming Friday night. Neosho comes into town. The Wildcats will be here. Game time will be 7 o'clock. Tickets go on sale tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And again, a big thanks to Big Whiskey's here in Nixa for our hosting us. Jenkins CPA, our touchdown show sponsorship. And Knight Real Estate Team with Old World Realty, our offensive defensive plays of the week. And, Coach, I always give you a chance to give us the final thought of the week. What do you got for us this week?
Man, just grateful to be an Eagle and ready for another week.
All right. Thanks for watching the Nixa Touchdown Club Coaches Show. We'll see you Friday night at Eagle Stadium.